to start your own business.
That's right.
Several UNT students are getting experience in their field of study over at UNT's own radio station. They're already on the air.
That's right, and Sean Graham is at KNTU and has this report.
While newspapers are the public's most in-depth source of news coverage, it's radio that people turn to for fast-breaking, up-to-the-minute news stories. And at KNTU, the University of North Texas student radio station, the news department offers its listeners the latest news and features, as well as giving students hands-on experience at covering and reporting the news. Steve Pickering, news director.
I work pretty much all the time, except when I'm in class, and even then I'm working sometimes as well. We do the news about 10 times a day. We have newscasts that run at the top of the hour, and then every half hour, and then a special 30-minute show in the evening, and so I have to make sure everybody shows up for those and does their job, guide them in their pronunciation, and help them out, you know. Hopefully what we want people to be able to do when they get out of here is go out and work in radio somewhere doing broadcast news, hopefully in a major market, hopefully for them in a major market. So it's basically training them. We have about 30 different people who work in the news department. Probably 20, 25 of those are actually people that their voice goes out over the air, the newscasters, and then we have 5 or 6 other people that do production work, that record things off our different network feeds, and you don't actually hear their voice on the air, but a lot of the work that they do is important to making the people on the air sound a lot better. We get most of our news off the Associated Press machine, which is the nationally run broadcast news wire, and they have a branch office in Dallas as well, and it all just comes in through that printer right out there. And that's pretty much where we do most of our news. We do some local reporting and some rewrites occasionally out of the Denton paper, but since we don't really have the resources to go out and do a lot of reporting, that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and you have to get people to go do it some way. You either have to give them credit or money, or they have to have just a real burning desire to go do it, and it's very time-consuming to go out and report as well. You have to be able to go do it when the news happens. What our people here do is they come in at a specific time and prepare their newscast and go on the air. It's a lot better for students, so they can block out a certain amount of time. So we're not able to do a lot of reporting, not nearly as much as I would like, so we get most of our news off the AP machine.
Good afternoon for KNTU News. I'm Eric Hansen. Texas Instruments doesn't plan to add any new jobs immediately after winning a $350 million Navy contract. TI is among a team of companies that won the 5-year contract to develop a series of guided bombs. The bombs would find their way to the inland targets while evading radar detection. The Texas Instruments team included LTV Corporation of Dallas. The TI
We're different
team
from other
was
student
selected
stations in that
overseas
we have
during
newer and nicer equipment. We also have a lot more personnel, and generally we do a better job than a lot of the other student-run radio stations. Since we're 100,000 watts, which is full power FM, we're under a little bit more pressure to perform well, to perform up to the standards of a professional station, whereas a lot of student stations are maybe 3,000 watts, or you may not be able to pick them up very well off the campus. And so the students aren't really under a lot of pressure to perform up to professional levels, whereas here we're listened to in Dallas and Fort Worth and Denton and Louisville and all over the North Texas area, so we're expected to meet the standards that commercial radio has set. The difference between here and commercial radio is that, of course, none of our volunteers are paid, and as the news department goes, I'm the news director. I'm the only one that gets paid. The rest of our newscasters are doing it for either course credit or for the experience. And this is a place where you can make mistakes on the air. We try and hold people to professional standards, but it's also a place where they can learn by making those mistakes. And where at a commercial station you might get fired for making that mistake, or they might not hire you, or something along those lines. Here you can go ahead and make that mistake, and it's acceptable because we are a student-run station. That's what we're here for, to give the students that experience.
For NT Scene, I'm Sean Graham.
You worked over there at KNTU, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, and doing the news, and it's a really good opportunity for students to work at a real radio station. You know, you can't say that for all the majors here at school.
Good. We have more to come, so stay with us.